So I wake up in the morning, I go, who can I help? Who can I help with my services? Who needs help? Well, real estate agents need help right now selling houses. Home builders need help selling houses. Mortgage people need help selling mortgages. Insurance people need this. A lot of people need to learn how to go pro. Everybody on planet Earth needs to know how to activate the pray drive. Okay, who can I help today? There's a lot of people I can help. Okay, there's never a shortage of people. As long as I got a certain knowledge, a certain attitude, a certain skills, a certain habit. Attitude's a big one. This is the fundamental relationship. Your knowledge, your attitude, your skills, your habits, my problem, my ambitions. This relationship between these two things is what's called the fundamental relationship. I would call it the money relationship. It is the relationship between, oh, you got a big problem. Now, sometimes people don't know they have a problem until you come along and go, you know what? I think I can help you do this, this, and this. So when I'm talking to people, if I called every person on this call, I would initiate, I would connect with you. And then the third thing I would do is I would say this. For me to really help you, Patrick, I got one very, very important question to ask you. What are you trying to do? Patrick's going to tell me, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this. Okay, based on my 31 years of experience, let me give you some examples of the other people I've worked with. Let me tell you what I believe about that, Patrick. And let me make a recommendation. Now, Patrick, I can't help you until you commit to something, okay? I can make a recommendation, but I can't help you until you commit. And once you commit, I'm going to help you move toward what you want to do. Would you like my help with this? How many of you heard me say that yesterday? Dave Blanchard asked me that question. He said, Coach, here's your challenges, here's your problems, here's what your test shows. Would you like my help to solve these problems? I said, yes, sir, I would. He said, that's $15,000 for 6 months, and I'd be happy to help you. And I said, send me the contract and let's get started. Sends the contract over. I don't sit and look at it for 3 days. I sign it, I pay the money, and I get started. Okay. A few months later, we did over $750,000 in sales in a month. I drew a direct correlation between the learning I was getting from the coach and the income I was increasing. I was getting an impression of increase because of the new skills that I had. Where did I get the new skills, Fatima? I got it from the coach. Everybody see that? There should always be a direct correlation between learning new skills from the coach and increase of income. Okay? Always. That's why I say when you make an investment, $2,400 or whatever it is, if you can't make back $2,400 and turn that into a double or triple of your income, then something's wrong. You're not doing something right that you're being taught. You're not following the formula. Something is not working correctly, okay? Now, so total cash confidence initiates to purpose to profit. And there's two ways there. There's internal profit and there is external profit. And external profit fills your bank account and internal profit fills your heart account. Now, Johnny Chandler, is it possible to do both? See, Johnny Chandler was in the room with me yesterday. He was physically in the room watching me do what y'all saw online yesterday. And he would tell you I had a blast doing it. It is possible to fill the internal bank account and the external bank account at the exact same time, folks. Okay? It doesn't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be meaningful and profitable. Okay? That's what he got to see in person, up close to me, 10 feet away from me. As I was having the time of my life, there's no other place in the world I'd rather be than right there with you guys yesterday, coaching and pouring into you and helping you get increase. Because when you get increase, it fills my internal bank account. I'm like, now that's awesome. So the objective here is to use your purpose. Once I know it, Purpose is exchange of talent to solve a problem. It is to use your purpose to help other people solve their problems. I use my purpose to create profits, internal and external, by leveraging my talents. Talents were given to you at birth. They're birthday gifts. They have to be found. They have to be located. They have to be refined. They have to be utilized. They have to be put into action, or they do not create value for other people. So I leverage my talents to solve a problem. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. Now, if you remember yesterday, I invited you to take an action. And I said, look, this has been great. I have loved every second of working with you. But 2 days with me for 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours is not going to move the needle in your life. Just like I told the young man this morning. What's going to move your life is mastery of a concept. What's going to move your life is a structure. It's a system. It's proximity. It's like me coming in and coaching you for a cycle of time. Okay, so what I walked through yesterday was what I call the monster producer method. This method is the exact method I use every day to produce millions of dollars a year in revenue. Okay, it's a method I have created. I've written books on it. I've taught it to solopreneurs all the way up to companies, billion-dollar companies. And the method looks like this. Got 8 components to it. And it's step by step. You can't, it's like you got to understand the whole method. You can't have parts of it, okay? It can't be fragmented. You got to understand that there's no confusion here. The purpose of the business is to produce a customer. It is to double our income. It is to try to move toward our B. So the method looks like this. Number 1, identity. You got to become the person who doubles their production. This is identity. So when I start this 8-week series, coached by me every week, the first thing I'm going to do is go to work on your identity. And I'm going to teach you how I develop such a strong concept of confidence, of belief in myself. Okay, I'm going to teach you a method on how I have developed this confidence and boldness. And it has a lot to do with identity, how I talk to myself. Okay, and I've been coached by some of the top psychologists in the world, and they've taught me how to take a negative, convert to a positive. They've taught me how to quickly put a spirit of thought. They taught me how to go live in a success cycle versus a sewer cycle. They've taught me how not to go to negative town, how not to live in anxiety, how not to go from fantasizing to catastrophizing. But more importantly, what they've taught me is language. So what, now what? I am a person of interest. People are counting on me to show up and grow up and deliver. I'm the best at what I do in the world. See, you have got to become a person of interest. And that is what session 1 will be about. You got to become a person that could double your production without doubling your work ethic. I'm going to get into quantum leap thinking, which is a new thing I'm teaching that I haven't taught in any other program. I'm going to show you how you don't have to go step by step by step. You can actually quantum leap jump. See, I called Rob Luna, who's on Fox Business every week. He's one of my good friends. And I said, look, man, who says I got to have 1 greatness factor before I have 20? Why can't I just have 20? Why can't I go quantum leaps? And he's like, well, if you got an economic model and people believe in it, people think it could work, you could technically have 20 before you had the first one up. See, that's quantum leap thinking. See, I'm gonna work on that in session 1, identity, quantum leap thinking, how to double your production without doubling your work ethic. Okay, because I've worked 80 hours a week. I know what that looks like. I want to produce double or triple or even 10 times the amount of revenue with not as much work. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to spend a week. This may be one of the most powerful things you'll ever do, teaching you the 6 frameworks of how to explain your value and how to become a person of interest for my best-selling book, Person of Interest. Now, guess what happens when you become a person of interest? People are reaching out to you. People are calling you.